Queenstown on Tasmania's west coast is a mining town without an operating mine. Its community is still coming to grips with the loss of its biggest employer. It's led to an exodus of residents, and local sporting and community groups are struggling to keep their doors open. But there are signs of positive renewal. A new wave of residents is moving in and hoping to keep community spirit alive. In its heyday, the Queenstown Golf Club was the place to be. Today, it's a step back in time, loved by those who never left.
People came from all over Australia to play in our open tournaments.
The club has been in decline since the closure of the Mount Lyell Mining and Railway Company in the 90s. The town's copper mine shut down again in 2014 after the deaths of 3 workers in 2 separate incidents. With the regular local golfers getting on, the club is at risk of shutting its doors.
The demographic that was actively working and seeking work had to move away in order to survive, which took out a whole 2 generations, in fact, of people that would have naturally just followed along and taken over.
At the local RSL, it's the ladies who keep the money rolling in over the bar.
Behind every man's a good woman, they say. Just ask my husband.
But it's getting harder to pay the bills. The local footy club isn't immune either. COVID has stopped its cash flow and volunteers are hard to find.
You can't expect young ones to stay and just play football, just to keep the football club alive. It's not going to happen.
For several years now, towns on the west coast have struggled with their declining population. But it only takes a quick walk around town to notice all the sold signs. People are buying up here in Queenstown. And while it's still too early to tell whether it will reverse the town's population drain, it's certainly reshaping the area. Until recently, Terry Young's dream of home ownership was out of reach.
Buying a house in Hobart was not a possibility at all for me, and so I started looking further afield.
She's settled on a place in Queenstown, a $90,000 fixer-upper, but a place to call her own.
To be able to afford to live without locking yourself into a 30-year mortgage or working 5 days a week, 9 to 5, and not having a life.
Recent figures from the Real Estate Institute suggest others are having the same idea. Queenstown house sales in the year to September rose by just over 40%.
So a property like this I received an authority to sell for, and because we have such a high buyer base, within half an hour I had an accepted offer.
That's amazing. Would that have happened 12 months ago?
No.
Queenstown's established artistic community is also seen as a drawcard. Leah Walpole grew up in Queenstown but never thought she'd be able to return and progress her career as a graphic designer.
They come for the isolation, I guess, as well. That's one thing, but also the sense of community. I bought the building and obviously it was too big for just me, so I thought, why not share it and give the local artists, the opportunity to exhibit.
Another factor giving investment a push along.
Oh, nice. Brand new.
Yeah.
Tell you what you need.
Over 60 kilometres of new mountain biking trails are being developed.
There's definitely a real energy around the town. I think having that extra confidence and seeing some real action, things are really starting to move, yeah.
Nearby in the otherwise deserted town of Linda, Zara Trihe is starting up a cafe.
We're really looking forward to looking after those guys and pouring them good coffee and making them some good sustenance.
She has a longer-term plan to transform the ruins of the adjacent Royal Hotel into an eatery. While some local traditions are fading, there's no shortage of people with a fresh vision for the town.
It might have a different name and function in a different way, but I think that community spirit will be very strong for a long time.
Alexandra Alvaro, ABC News.